What is going down? What the fuck is going down? It is your boy, Studio MacGyver, and you are listening to Studio MacGyver's Dragon Ball and Video Game Podcast. Welcome to the show. If you're new to the show or the channel, welcome to the show, guys. If you're into anime, if you're into video games, if you're into nerd culture, then you've come to the right place. We talk about all of that shit here. In today's show, we're going to be talking about a few things, guys. One in particular, we're going to definitely be addressing some Xbox stuff, man. Yes, I said it. Xbox. Xbox had a recent event that just took place. Going to talk about that. There were some gems in there, man. And I think Xbox is really going for the gusto here, man. They're trying to make some moves. They're not the same. It doesn't seem the same Xbox company that they were this past generation, man. I'm going to talk about some of this stuff there. Also, some anime. Yes, I started an anime. I mentioned it last week to you guys. I was extremely pleased, but at the same time, I was extremely disappointed. I'm going to break that down and explain why that is. Also, there's been an announcement, so to speak, with Netflix. They have a lot of stuff coming, man, anime wise, guys. Gonna be talking about some news there and addressing some of those interesting tidbits. And then, last but not least, I I have thrown myself into another game, guys. Well, actually, a few games. I'm gonna get into that. One in particular, though, that I can't stop playing, and yeah, I'm gonna get into all of that. And I'm talking about Monster Hunter Rise. Yes. That's not the only game, but I'm going to get into that. I'm going to get into what led me to that game, and then we'll go from there. Okay. So it's going to be, we don't have a lot of topics this week, but we're going to dive into these topics here, man, and break some shit down. Now, first thing I want to talk about is some anime talk, some anime stuff, some things that have been taking place for me and, for Netflix, if you want to be 100 about it. Let's start with me. Let's start with the drama. I guess you can call it drama with me or whatever. Okay. Attack on Titan is wrapping up. So by the time this podcast comes out, I will be able to enjoy and binge to my heart's content the final season of Attack on Titan. That's the good news. That's the good news. Now, the bad news is I watched a dope anime. It's called, I don't know how to pronounce it. People pronounce it in different ways. Some people call it The Beginning. That's what I call it. And then some people call it B, as in the letter B, The Beginning, because it's one of those weird kind of anime that it's worded kind of strange. You don't know how they're trying to portray it as far as how you pronounce it when you're trying to say it. But yes, I'm going to go with The Beginning. Season 1 was fucking outrageous. It was great. It was definitely something that I really, really enjoyed. And I finished it up, and I was really looking forward to season 2, man. When you finish one season and you got the other season in your back pocket and you're like, oh, I got a whole nother season. I can't wait for this shit. Now, here's where the shit missed me. Okay. The shit was only 6 episodes. They stopped it. It was 6 episodes and didn't even end. Okay, now you can tell, and I hate when companies do this stupid ass shit. Okay, and apparently there's some other news that I read about that I want to talk about another show that I really like that they're planning on doing the same shit with. All right. Now, the first season was 12 episodes long. Okay. Your typical average episodes when you're dealing with anime. Anime can go anywhere from, the average that goes from 12 to 13 episodes. Okay. If you're talking about an OVA, which you can't get on the platforms, if you want the OVA, 9 times out of 10, you're going to have to go and get it on Blu-ray or DVD and buy that, or catch it online somewhere or something like that, which I think sucks as well, because a lot of anime that come with OVAs, the OVA is basically the cherry on the top. It's basically that nice bow that's wrapped at the end of the show sometimes. Like a perfect example of that, of anime, for me is The Future Diary. Okay, The Future Diaries was one of my favorite anime. It's an excellent anime. I really love that anime a lot, and it's up there in my. I definitely put it up there in my top. It's definitely in my top 10. Okay, if you haven't seen Future Diary, by the way, check that shit out. It's an awesome fucking anime. But I'd advise you guys to make sure you can find the OVA with that. Just saying. But what a lot of anime do is they'll they'll wrap the story up for the most part, and then they'll leave that last. They'll leave you asking like, what the fuck happened? I mean, I really want to know. Did she ever? And you never fucking know. And sometimes it's meant to be that way, but 9 times out of 10, man, there's a lot of them that come with OVAs, which just wrap up the last that last piece of the puzzle, that last episode, and you get all your questions answered, and you get it, whether you hate it or love it. And the Future Diary had one of those with it, and I loved, the ending of, I love the OVA. The OVA made it that much better to me, even though I thought it was an awesome anime. But anyway, how did I even get here? first place. But what I'm trying to say basically is there's a lot of people trying to take the cheap way out, or trying to quote unquote bird feed us, if I'm putting that correctly. Basically, in my assumption, pulling out the warm butter once again, okay, and using it on an incapacitated person like myself or you or whoever else feels the same way that I feel, okay? I think this is very fucking cheap. I think that these fuckers, should be taken out back and fucking have their lights shut the fuck off, okay? That's how I feel. That's how upset I am about this, man, because there's no fucking right to do that. This just makes no sense. You put the first season out and it was 12 episodes, okay? 12 beautiful episodes. Then my dumb ass, I didn't look because I just assumed that the next season was going to at least be 12 episodes. So I just let it play through. And I tend to like to do it that way. I don't like to go and look at how many episodes there are and all that, because then sometimes you get you get like a little image, and sometimes your eyes look at shit that you really don't want to see, and it spoils shit for you. So I try to avoid that at all costs. So, but at the same time, when you get unpleasantly surprised by what took place, in my world with this fucking anime with season 2, man, it just kind of rubbed me the wrong way. And yes, I'm venting and I'm bitching and moaning right now, but it's my podcast, so I'm going to do that a little bit. And I'm sorry, man, I have a real problem with that shit. I have a real issue with that, because it shows you, oh, they put this anime out. Maybe they didn't expect it to hit so hard or do as well as it did. And then they said, okay, well, it did well. They're thirsty. We're going to fucking drag it out. We're going to bird feed them. We're going to pull out the Netflix butter, okay? Make sure you go in the back. Make sure it's Netflix, okay? And pull it out. And don't forget the sake. And please don't forget the scrolls. And that's basically what these fuckers did, man, okay? They gave us 6 episodes, and then they ended it right at the fucking climax of a fight at the end where some shit was going to happen. I cannot fucking stand that. So now we're probably going to have to wait a whole nother fucking year for 6 episodes. And that's the type of shit that pisses me off, that rubs me the wrong way. I cannot stand that. Especially coming from Netflix, who was known for putting out seasons and leaving it like that. Like, okay, you got a season 1. Okay, we're going to give it all to you at one time. But then they do this bullshit. You might as well fucking do it episode per episode if you're going to be like that. I mean, it just makes no fucking sense to me. And yes, it rubs me the wrong way. I'm still bitching and moaning about that because I'm pissed, man. I'm pissed because I was enthralled. I was knee deep in this anime. I was enjoying myself, and then this happened, and then I was waiting for the next episode, and then I slapped in the face. Then, to add insult to injury, this has nothing to do with the anime. This is just on a side tangent. But my girlfriend a few days ago sending me a text message talking about season 4 of Ozark. And I thought, oh, it's out already? Oh, shit. So on my mind, I'm like, oh, we're going to get to go ahead and watch some Ozark this weekend. No, didn't happen. We went in there, got all set up, ready to watch it. We went up to the Ozark thing on Netflix, hit it, and guess what? There was no season 4. I was like, what the fuck? What happened? She was like, well, somebody sent that to me. Who the fuck sent that to you? Okay, you need to control who the fuck is sending you things. And if they were drinking sake or if they were smoking in those sticks, please tell them, do not engage in any of those activities before sending text messages that would have a future effect upon me or you, because that shit exactly what happened. Okay, got me all thirsty for that, and I should have known, because usually when that stuff happens, you're hearing about it like, oh, it's coming soon, and I would get emails, and I would get messages. Now we're in an age now where whatever shows you're following and you've been watching, you're gonna get 10 emails saying, oh, in 2 more days the show's coming out, and I didn't get any of that. So I should have just put two and two together. But hey, I have so much going on, I didn't think to worry about that shit, man. But anyway, that's what happened. On top of that, and I did some digging on the show. It got me curious. Well, shit, when is it coming out? When is Ozark coming out? So I looked into it. Come to find out, it's going to be 14 episodes, the final season, and it will be the final season. But what they're doing is they're going to split it 7 episodes apiece. So they're going to give us 7, and then we're going to have to wait another fucking year, and then we'll get another 7. I don't know. It's just new practice what they're doing. People are trying to cut corners. I don't know. Don't blame that shit on COVID. Don't do it, because I don't want to hear that shit. Stop doing fucked up things like this. It's not a good look, Netflix. I'm telling you right now, it's not. It's not popular. It's not popping, and it's not. I'm not feeling it at all. Okay. And anybody else who gets an idea to do this shit, we already got people now. We living in an age of 8 episodes per season now, and on the Disney Channel and all this crazy shit like this. And then Winter Soldier, I think we only get 6. So, people are trying to really pull back and cut these fucking corners, man, and make people really fucking wait. But thank God that there's multiple avenues for multiple different things to enjoy, because I would have lost my shit by now. I have Hulu, I have Crunchyroll, you know what I mean? Shit, I have the WWE Network. I don't know for how much longer, because I don't watch it anymore. But now I watch everything online for the most part. And WWE, in my opinion, is fucking trash now. Yeah, anyway. But yeah, man, that's where I'm at right now. That's what rubbed me the wrong way. That's kind of what fucked my whole day up, honestly, man. I was watching that, and the plan was to finish that and then segue into Ozark. And I get fucked with this. They pulled the butter out on me with the 6 episodes on the fucking beginning on season 2, and then they turn around and hit us with a double whammy, and with no fucking Ozark. So yeah, man, it's not looking good. Netflix, if you're listening, which you're probably not, but if you are listening, put down the butter and walk away, please. Anyway, let's move on. I want to get off my chest, but yes, I did get anime done, and that was it. This week here, my plan is to jump in and get done with Attack on Titan this week. Yes, 16 episodes. I will run through it, but now I have to balance it because I'm playing some stuff, and I'll get into that in 2 Shakes of a Lamb's Tail. But I want to move on, and I want to talk about something else concerning Netflix and what these guys are doing right now. And what these guys are doing is they actually have, I guess you can call this a light at the end of the tunnel. There is some anime on the way, and it's all coming in 2021. We're almost halfway through 2021, guys. So, well, not halfway. We're a quarter in. Okay, we're over a quarter in. So, Netflix basically, there was this thing in Tokyo. They call it the Tokyo Anime Japan 2021 Expo. I guess they have this every year now, or they've been having it. And Netflix is trying to make moves for the Asian audience and people of that nature, and try to get them drawn into Netflix and get them drawn, and get them account holders, make them account holders. So what they're trying to do is they're appealing to the Japanese culture, the Japanese demographic. And in Japan, if you don't know, I mean, anime is a huge part of their daily life. I mean, anime to them is like TV and regular TV and movies to us out here. But out here in America now, though, we've had a resurgence, actually the last 10, 20 years, actually. And it's just getting stronger and stronger every year with the anime and the culture that's, developing here. And I think that has a lot to do with, just the, I guess, technology that we have right now, where everybody can reach out and touch everybody, all cultures, all things can be integrated so easily now. And I think that's a beautiful thing. And it sheds light on one of my favorite pastimes. And I don't which is anime, watching anime and nerding out with that shit. I'm so glad that it's not taboo anymore. It's like it used to be unpopular. It used to be all these crazy things, and now it's something that is popular. And if you don't watch anime, if you're not familiar with anime, they're looking at you like you're purple. You know what I mean? Which is cool. I wouldn't give a fuck if you loved it or not. I'm gonna enjoy anime to my last days. Okay, it's just one of my favorite things to do, and it's a big part of my life, big part of my world. But it's cool that Netflix is doing this, because with this I guess expo that they had, they've announced that there's gonna be 40 new anime this year in 2021 on its way. So we have 40 new anime coming. It's almost like, goddamn, man, you gotta fucking have at least two different outlets to watch your anime, in my opinion now, because it's a bittersweet thing. The bitter thing about it is that everybody sees this shit and everybody's trying to do it now. So everybody has a fucking app now. And like I said, 10 years from now, it's going to be nothing but apps. Every channel that ever existed that we used to watch before all this shit happened is going to end up having their own fucking app. There's even new channels being born, like Peacock and all this other shit. And they're trying to do their own thing as well. So get ready, guys. I mean, that's just what it is. I don't watch TV anymore. Haven't watched TV in years. And a lot of people that I associate myself with, they do the same thing. But that's just what it is. And if you want to watch everything, you're going to have a number of different fucking apps. All right. Because Crunchyroll is not the end all be all of anime. It's not. And it never will be. Netflix, they're not. I mean, then you have Hulu. I got Hulu because they had some deals made, which they have a lot of anime coming out with the next few years that they're going to be dealing with. So, I mean, I everything that I watch, I mainly watch it with anime first and foremost on my mind. There are shows, of course, that I like to watch, and there's certain things like that, like Ozark I mentioned earlier and things of that nature. But, anime is like my go-to thing. It's like my first thing. And then it trickles down from there. But 40 new anime, that's going to be crazy. Netflix already has some fucking fire. You cannot dismiss Netflix when it comes to anime. You can't. Most of us have Netflix. Netflix is like the McDonald's of the fucking apps, I guess you can say. And then you have like your Burger Kings, or your Wendy's, which might be like Hulu. You know what I mean? And then if anime-esque, if you're an anime guy nerd like me, then yeah, you might have Crunchyroll up under there as well. And then there's a lot of people who go to these sites to watch them, like Kiss Anime. I used to do that, but I don't like messing around with some of these apps sometimes, because you get these pop-ups and all this bullshit. So if you want to deal with all that, you can. There are ways to get around it and watch anime free. Not everything. There's some things that are still hard to find, and you have to kind of search and dig to find them. But most of the stuff you can find on the internet, man, and you in some sort of capacity you can find it. But I just like it easy access. Let me come in here, let me turn it on, let me see what's going on, let me pull it up and watch it. Okay, and Netflix is doing some gangster shit right now with these anime, and I say that because there's a couple of them that I want to talk about that I know of, that I'm actually really excited about, and you guys should be as well. And one of those is Resident Evil Infinite Darkness. Now this is actually supposed to be, I think Chris Redfield and don't let me get the line, guys, but I know that the same voice actors who played them in 2019 on the game will be the same actors here. So I think that's kind of dope. You kind of get that same vibe, that same feel going on. And, the future looks bright in that type of term, in that type of way, if you ask me. Like, we're to the point now that, you can kind of string things together. Yeah, you guys did some voice acting for this game, but we got this anime coming out too. We want to go ahead and get you for that as well. We don't want to get different Sam Smith for Chris Redfield here, and then we got, Jonah Jenkins for, the next person, like for the same character. Like, it's just, it doesn't make sense that way. It makes more sense to, if you can, get that same actor for everything, to make it more fluid and make it more believable, and just keep you engulfed into that experience. You know what I mean? That's what you want. And I just think that's cool. But yeah, that's one coming out. Definitely looking out for that one. There's also one called Record of Ragnarok, which is supposed to be about, like, I think 13 gods going up against 13 humans, and the winners, they're all one-on-one fights, and the winner is supposed to be of each fight is supposed to, I guess, determine the fate of the world. I mean, that's the basic premise of it, but it sounds very interesting. And there's one called Eden, which is crazy. It's directed by the same guy who did Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Okay, now that's one of my favorite anime as well. That's definitely my top 10. I own that shit. And I absolutely love that anime. Roy Mustang is my guy. I love him. I love that dude, man. But anyway, that same director is doing that. When I saw that, my eyebrows went up, and I was like, okay, what is this shit about? So I read a little bit into it, and supposedly this is supposed to be about two androids in the way in the future, like hundreds of years in the future. And there's two androids secretly raising a child who recently awoke from a long stasis. Okay, that's the beginning of the premise of it, and that's going to be very interesting. I just find that very interesting. But the one that really got me interested out of all of it, the one that really kind of shook things up for me, was, I always say this: we don't have enough black anime characters or black anime stories. I would like to see a little bit more of that. You know what I mean? Just a little bit more, flavor in some of the stuff, and we're starting to get that. And with this, and I say that because we have one called Yasuke. I think that's how you pronounce it, Yasuke, and it's revolving around a black samurai set in a in a futuristic, or not futuristic, set in a alternate feudal Japan. Okay, that's the main premise of it. I don't know the rest of it, but if you guys want to see the poster, you can go check out my Instagram at STUDIOMAGUYVER and check that shit out. I recently just uploaded it. The poster looks sick, and yeah, it looks like it's going to be a doozy. That's one of the 40 that will be dropping this year on Netflix. So definitely, when I get more information on this one, I will definitely let you guys know. I'm very interested. I want to see what this is about. Hopefully we get merch and all this other stuff that goes with anime. Sometimes we get more or less than we would like from some, but hopefully, this one gets to popping and the story and everything is good. And I'm praying for this one. Okay. But yeah, it's just interesting to see all these different ones coming out. There's another one about a guy, I forgot the name of it, but I remember about a guy who used to be in the head of Yakuza, and then he fucking retires and he decides to be I think he decides to be like a maid or some sort of like doorman or some crazy shit. Yeah, but they have, in Japan, they have these crazy stories, man, these crazy scenarios, and that's kind of like what makes them so good. On paper, you're like, I'm not gonna watch this shit. This shit seems too outlandish. But no, man, you got to give it a chance. Some of this shit is just crazy good. Like Domestic Girlfriend. Like I just thought that shit was just so Jerry Springer, so so Jerry Springer-esque, man. When I read it, I was like, yo, what? How are they gonna make this shit work? Okay. Domestic Girlfriend is just like some crazy off the wall shit. You know what I mean? Two high school kids at a party, doing their thing. They meet. Both of them are virgins, and the girl tells the guy, hey, I wanted to sleep with you. I want you to be my first. A guy's he can't run that fast. He's not going to say no. He agrees. They have sex, whatever. And before they did have sex, they never knew each other. They didn't know each other. They saw each other at a party and went for it. Okay. After that, the boy, the boy goes home to find his dad, with a lady who he's not really seen before. And his dad tells him, hey, I'm going to just let you know that I'm getting married. This is so-and-so. And, I love her. We love each other. We're going to get married. Crazy thing is, though, him in high school, he has a huge, huge fucking crush on his teacher. Okay. He's in love with his fucking teacher, and low key, she likes him, but she's young, 22, 23, you know what I mean? Young teacher, just fresh out in the world or whatever. He's 17, and she flirts with him here and there, innocently kind of stuff, nothing major. But the boy, when he gets home, he sees his dad marrying this lady. The lady has 2 children. Okay. And they're both girls. One of the girls is the girl he slept with at that party. Her oldest daughter is his fucking teacher that he's in love with. Okay, and they're all moving in together. That's how the shit starts. Now, if you don't want to know what happens in that story or that scenario, I don't know what to fucking tell you, man. I mean, it was just very good, man. It's very dope. I just heard that we're gonna get a season 2 for that. If you haven't seen Domestic Girlfriend, definitely check that one out, guys. It's not a shonen anime, but man, some of the best anime are not shonen. I'm telling you. All right, I'll leave it alone. I'll stop preaching. But anyway, I'm so excited for these 40 anime coming to Netflix. I cannot fucking wait. I mean, they've been dropping some fucking dimes here lately. Okay, they really have been. The last couple that I've seen have been pretty fucking fire. I mean, if I didn't give a fuck about the beginning, I would not be bitching as much as I was bitching at the beginning of this podcast, okay? Because I really liked it. And for it to just be 6 episodes on the second season, yeah, it rubbed me the wrong fucking way. It really did. But it's all good. You know what I mean? I just keep pushing. But yeah, definitely do not count Netflix out on some good anime. Some of the best anime, to be honest, some of my favorites are on there. I mean, High Score Girls still one of my favorite anime now of all time, and that is on Netflix. Season 1, Season 2. You need to check that shit out. All right. Off of the anime tip, let's move on. Let's jump on to something a little bit more serious, I guess we could say. And that, my friends, is going to be Xbox. Xbox had their indie game event, okay, this past week or whatever. And they got some shit here, man. They got some shit here. Now, here's my thing with Microsoft, with Xbox, man. I was literally having a conversation with this guy at Walmart the other day. Okay. And I'm kind of kicking myself now. I had an opportunity to get an Xbox Series X. I had a fucking opportunity. I could have got it. But I said, you know what? I'll wait. I'm just going to fucking wait. I'll wait for the Sony and I'll go from there. I'm kind of kicking myself for that now, man. I can't believe I'm saying this, but I'm actually kicking myself a little bit. Not hard, but just kind of like, a little shin kick, a little 5-year-old, little shin kick from a 5-year-old. I'm kicking myself like that because, man, it's looking like Xbox is the way to go in the order that I didn't think would be possible. I'm thinking all the way Sony, yes, we're going to get the PS5 and then I'm going to get the Sony. I mean, then I'm going to get the Xbox. But now I'm leaning towards the fucking Xbox Series X, yes. And I remember I was talking like some months ago, I was talking about getting a fucking PC. But man, I think I'm just going to go with the consoles. I'm a console guy, baby. Yeah, I do have Steam, yes. I don't even play it. I haven't been playing it at all, which is crazy. But it's good to know that it's there. It's good to know that it's there because there are some games coming there and nowhere else. And there's a couple that I do want to play when they do come. But other than that, I mean, shit, I'm a console guy, man. I'm a console baby. I mean, forever and always. I mean, I consoles galore in my man cave. If you come in here now, you're going to look at a Dreamcast, Sega Saturn, Nintendo 64, fucking Nintendo DS, Nintendo 3DS, okay? PSPs in this bitch, PlayStation 3s, all right? All these things in this man cave, all right? That's what you're gonna see. But I'm just a console guy. What can I say, man? No hate on, the PC players out there at all. But that's just how I'm built. Okay? This is how I'm built. But I don't know, man. I'm thinking I might go with the Xbox first, man. I mean, like I said, these games, the reason why I'm bringing this up is because this game event, it was no AAA games here. Keep in mind, let me say that. Let me get that out of the way. There were no AAA games here. I talked about this before, like a week or two ago, guys, that Xbox had this event coming up, and they were being truthful. They were being, 110% transparent with what they had going on, which they weren't before, in years past. But now they're saying, look, let's just get ahead of this shit. Let's just keep it real. Tell them, look, we got some indies here, but you guys should check out the show. There was over about 60 games that they showed. The event was about 3 hours long. I didn't have the heart. A lot of it, majority of it was fucking boring ass, kind of like talking and interviews and kind of going on and on and on about some of these titles they didn't need to do. But there was some fucking there was some definitely gems in here, and I'm gonna go back and watch it because I know I missed some, and I'm kind of want to go back and tag those. But the ones that I did tag, man, um, I can't wait to play. One of them, it comes out literally. I think it comes out today. It came out today, or it comes out tomorrow on the 29th. I can't remember what day the 29th falls on. I think Monday. So, and usually games don't drop on Monday, but hey, I'm gonna be playing this one. One of the games is called Narita Boy, Narita Boy, and it's a retro stylistic action RPG type of experience. It's definitely got that 80s kind of neo synth wave kind of vibe to it, man. And that is all the way my style. The music, the soundtrack, I could tell is going to be stupid crazy. All of those things, that is right in my wheelhouse, guys. So I'm definitely going to play this. I'm probably going to end up buying it as well, but it's free on the Game Pass. Don't have to buy it. I'm definitely going to have this one for the Switch because it is coming to the Switch. I definitely will be adding this one to the library. If you haven't checked it out, if you have an Xbox, definitely Google this one. Even if you don't, Google this shit and go to YouTube and check out the previews, guys. It's definitely one that is going to pique some people's interest, I think. But they really surprised me with some of the games that they had shown here. And these, like I said, aren't AAA games. Or if they are, they may be AA at most. There maybe one or two AAA games in here that nobody has heard of. A lot of these studios, but for the most part, these are indie developers. Okay, small teams of people who are very passionate about video games and making things click the right way. And I always have been a fan, and always will be a fan of the indie scene because of that. Because indie scene, yes, they're smaller teams. The games aren't AAA. They don't have that budget behind them. But what they do have that the other ones don't is that fucking creative freedom. And that is what you need a lot of the time, more importantly than anything else, in my opinion, because that is where you can kind of let the game fly. That is how a lot of classics are born. And I just think that, there's a lot of classic games that aren't AAA games out here that you can look at and say, yo, that game is fucking better than, a dozen AAA games that I know of. There's so many dope games like that in that realm. You just can't put a price on it. So, these are important to me because some of my favorite games, my most anticipated games this year are fucking indie games. Okay, they're not AAA games. All right, I'm talking about Biomutant being one of those, and the other one is Little Devil Inside. These are two games that are not AAA games, but they're games that I have anticipated more than I have anticipated any other game this year for that most part. And I say that because I don't believe that the real AAA games are coming out this fucking year, and that's another problem. I mean, when you have AAA studios and stuff like that and a lot of money and a lot of things on the line, hey man, and you got the media and everything out here now in today's age, people don't want to fucking slip. They don't want to fart. They don't want to fucking burp. They don't want any hiccups because people like us and and that little boy in his mom's basement, they're gonna go crazy, man. They're going to write articles and they're going to shit on them, and then they're going to create all these storms. They don't want any of that bad press. They want everything to come out right. They want to learn from the mistakes that some of these other AAA companies have made. And, I understand that. I'd rather have a game late than to come out like Cyberpunk 2077 did, because I put that game down and have not picked it up and will not pick it back up until they are finally finished. I knew that if I stopped playing it for over 3 or 4 days straight, then it was not going to be touched again for some time. I knew it. And yeah, I'm just not going back to that right now. And there's a lot of other things I could be playing that I am playing that is better than that right now. So, it is what it is. They kind of fucked up and dropped the ball. It hurts to say that, but they did, and they have tarnished their name. And that's what these guys don't want. Santa Monica Studios, if you don't know who they are, they did God of War, and they're doing God of War Ragnarok. They don't want that same problem, okay? They just don't. Anyway, Naughty Dog, infamous, the infamous Last of Us 2, which I loved, which is one of my favorite games all time. I love that game. I don't care what nobody says. As far as, the technical aspects of the game, now some people might have an issue with the political or the wokeness of the game or whatever. And if you do, fuck you. I don't give a damn. I love the game, and it is what it fucking is. But the game was masterfully put together. Graphics, the fucking level design, everything from how they were able to make it click, even on the base PS4. That says a lot of shit about this company, guys, and I love them, and I always will love them for that. And the last game too. And I can't wait for the next online one. I cannot wait to see what these guys are going to do and what they're going to have in store for us for that. But let's talk about some of these games, the Xbox Indie event, while I'm sitting here talking for fucking days. Some other games that I definitely wanted to take a look at. There's one called 12 Minutes. Now, a lot of people have been talking about this game, guys, and this game is really, it's very interesting. It focuses on a couple in an apartment, it looks like, and you have 12 minutes, 12-minute loops. Okay, that's how the game plays. And for whatever reason, you end up dying in that 12-minute loop. And every time it happens, it's kind of like Groundhog Day. You get to start over back in that loop, and you get to change shit that you didn't do before. And each thing you do opens up a fork of different options and scenarios to take place if you change it. So I think the creators originally said that the game was about an 8 hours long. But now going back after refining and everything, working on it, they have basically re-announced that the game is actually going to be more about maybe 12 to 15 hours because of all the options and all the different choices that you make. That game is definitely going to be interesting. And they have an actor in there that you guys may be familiar with. He goes by the name of Willem Dafoe. Okay. Spider-Man. He's played in, so many dope movies. Great actor. Google Willem Dafoe and you'll know what the fuck I'm talking about. Everybody knows who this guy is. If you see his face, you'll know what I'm talking about. But yes, I forgot the woman in the movie, but she's supposedly known as well. But when they start doing actually award-winning actors and actresses and stuff like that here, they're taking this shit 110% serious. They're not playing any games. They're not pulling out butter. They're not smoking, lighting up scrolls or sock, hitting endo sticks. None of this shit. They're keeping it real. They want to make it pop. And this game's been in development for a while now, and they actually showed some more stuff on it, and it looks fucking. I definitely will be playing this one for sure. Then that's definitely be looking out for 12 minutes, guys. If you don't know what I'm talking about, Google 12 minutes the game, and you'll understand what I'm talking about. But yes, that was definitely shown. And what's so crazy is the games that I'm announcing right now, I think all of them that I've seen so far have basically been announced for day one on the fucking Xbox Game Pass. So if you have Game Pass, which I have, I will not be paying for any of these. Okay, I will get to experience all of these and then more and then some. And that's why the Game Pass is so fucking potent now. I mean, it really is, guys. If you just want to play games, if you just want to play some games and you want to do it really cheap, you don't want to spend a lot of money, man, this is the fucking way to go. You will definitely have a lot to play, a lot to keep you busy. Okay. It's definitely now, it's almost like it's a must in your video game arsenal. If you love video games, yes, I know Sony makes the best right as of today of this podcast. Yes, Sony does make the better games. They have made the better games up to this point. They have they have some fucking AAA bangers. Okay, they are the RPG fucking gods. They are all of these things. Okay, but everything changes. I'm not saying that they're going to lose the battle with Xbox this year. I still think they're going to win, but I think Xbox has definitely closed that fucking gap a lot. I think now you're going to have a lot of people second guessing Sony, or not even second guessing them. I think you're going to have a lot of people saying, you know what, I was wrong about Xbox. Not Xbox is better or anything like that, but I was wrong about Xbox, and this could definitely be the first step in the future going a new direction when you're talking about Microsoft here. I'm talking about that next console that comes out after this generation console. Then you might be really saying, I don't know, man. It's a toss-up. Or they're on equal standing right now. Who knows? This console generation just started. I mean, it's basically in its infancy. That's what it is. Okay, if it was a fucking baby, it'd be like 2 weeks old. All right, in baby time. So, that's just where we're at right now. But I'm just happy to see Microsoft making moves, finally acknowledging the fact that they don't want to take all these L's anymore. They want to fucking come with some fire, and they want to be of some sort of competition. And that Game Pass, man, is definitely a fucking home run. You really do. And then they've merged all these other deals. Like I said, EA and all this shit. I told you I'm not paying for Madden and all that, but I don't have to pay for Madden now. I can play it because it's fucking free with the Game Pass. All right. It's the games. It's the Netflix of video games right now is what it is. Okay, but 12 minutes is one game. Let's get it. Let's talk about a couple other ones here. Another one I want to talk about is one called Nobody Saves the World. It's by the same creators of Guacamelee. If you're not familiar with Guacamelee, it was a dope little side-scrolling kind of beat 'em up type of thing. There were a couple of those that came out, but this is definitely one of those games that you basically take many forms. Okay, you can change into all kind of different things. It looks like the levels are regenerated, so no two levels will ever be the same. It's definitely action. It's got its own unique art style to it as well. Definitely check this one out too. I think a lot of people would definitely get some nice hours out of this game, man. Nobody Saves the World. Definitely check that one out. There's another one called Loot River. It's an action puzzle horror game. Okay, it's definitely gory. You play some sort of plague doctor. It looks like, and it's basically you're using puzzles. Well, I don't want to say puzzles, but bridges. I don't even know what the fuck these platforms are, but you're using that in connection with your abilities as well to kill whatever the fuck these things are you're killing. The shit just looks crazy good. It's definitely a retro style as far as the graphics are concerned, but it's definitely a dark looking kind of game. You'd have to look at it for yourself to see what I'm talking about, but it's called Loot River, Loot River. Definitely check that one out. It was one that caught my attention, and trust me, if it wasn't good, if I didn't think it was going to be good, I would not be talking about it. So definitely look at that one as well. When we're talking about RPGs real quick, want to talk about one called Astria Ascending. I think that's how it's pronounced. Okay, this one is like a side scroller. What can I say? Turn-based RPG. It's got its own art style. It's definitely it definitely looks interesting, and it's written by the guy who did Final Fantasy X and Final Fantasy VII Remake. So you probably want to look at this one and check this one out. It looks really good. I think this one is exclusive as well on the fucking Xbox, guys, which is crazy, which is definitely saying something here. And it looks very interesting. It looks good. Definitely check it out. Astria Ascending. Definitely check that one out if you're an RPG guy. And that's saying something because, you know, they're not known for these type of games. Xbox is not known for these. So it's good to see them trying to get into that realm, get into that bed, trying to make some of these moves and changes so that you can associate these guys with some of these games too, man. I mean, you're fucking, you have your own console. You need to get out here and you need to bring us back to the Xbox 360 days, minus the red ring of death. If you can do that, yo, I'm back. I'm back with you, man. We can go. My Xbox and my PlayStation can live and can coexist next to each other. Okay, I want equality, not just in the world, but I also want it in my man cave. So that, in my opinion, guys, should be where we need to be. So let's get it popping. Now, there is one more game that I want to talk about, and well, there's two of them actually that I want to brush up against real quick. One of them is called The Ascent, and it is a top-down RPG, and this one looks fucking awesome. This one looks phenomenal, guys. All I got to say is just Google The Ascension. No, not The Ascension. Google The Ascent. Okay. ACSENT. Just Google the shit. This is one of the best looking top down type games I have seen. I'm talking about with the destruction, everything, the quality of the detail in this looks fucking sick. And I definitely can't wait to play this. Another game that is day one going to be free to play on Xbox Game Pass, guys. And I hate to sound like I'm fucking trying to sell the Xbox Game Pass, but god damn it, it's a thing now. Okay. When I first got it, yes, it was a good idea. I did it for my son, and so that I would never have to buy any games. Okay. And man, it's turned out to be like more than I could ever dream of, because now I'm going to be playing the shit out of it. And then when I get my Xbox Series X, hey, I'm the same account. I'm on it, baby. So cooking with Crisco is what I'm telling you guys. And I don't know, man. They're coming out with some fire, and you get all these dope ass games day one for free. You don't got to pay a fucking dime for it. That's the beauty of it all, man. That is so fucking great. And that's what Xbox should be used for. This is what it should be used for, guys. Right here. This right here. Any game that you can't, games that are coming out for all systems that hey, this is what I got my Game Pass for. I'm gonna play those here, and then I got my other games, my exclusives for the Sony over here. Bang. That's how I'm looking like I'm gonna be playing my shit on the new consoles moving forward. You know what I mean? That's just yeah, man. I'm just telling you, this is real. You should say something. The last game though is called Death's Door. I want to talk about real quick. And this one's crazy because it's dark, very dark colors like blacks and grays and whites, but it's surrounding a fucking crow. Well, in a world of crows. Okay, that's the backdrop. I thought the world looked very interesting, man. And you look like you're this fucking assassin or some sort of the Grim Reaper of type character. You walking around with a sword on your fucking back and a cape, and you're running around taking out motherfuckers, man. It's an action. It's definitely an action game. It's kind of like a dark theme to it with crows involved in it, and it looks very, very good, man. You guys should definitely check this one out. It is called Death's Door. I'm very interested in this one. This is probably one of the ones I'm most interested in, believe it or not. That one in The Ascent. Okay, those two, and now I'll put 12 minutes in there as well. Like I said, they showed damn near 60 games, guys. I need to go back and look at some more. Maybe I missed a few. I'm quite sure that I did. There were a couple other ones I wanted to mention, but these are the ones, the creme de la creme out of the list. I'm sure if I go back, I definitely probably find another 5 or 6 easy, maybe another dozen worth talking about. So everybody has their own. I saw videos of people also who picked ones that they liked, and we all had different picks. So I'm just like, just depends on what kind of player you are. There's something out there for everybody. Now, the last thing I want to talk about, let's get on this last subject, and I'm going to brush up on this real quick because I haven't had much time with it, but I want to give you guys my first impressions of it and what led me to this. Okay, and I'm talking about Monster Hunter Rise. Now, before Monster Hunter Rise, man, I'm juggling games. I'm juggling RPGs for whatever reason right now. I'm playing Final Fantasy VII, the remake, still playing that and enjoying myself in that. Took a break off of that, decided to go with Ni no Kuni 2. All right, they had a sale on that game. I think I told you guys a few weeks ago, like $13. Bought that. Having a ball playing that. That game is actually pretty fun, but I came to a point where it's a trial, some sort of trial where you have to go in and you have to do these puzzles and shit. Okay, these kind of puzzles. You have to read a story, and then you have to match the order with the story took place and arrange the puzzles in that order to get by. Now, I got past the first 2 doors or whatever the fuck. But guys, I was high. I was smoking an Indo stick, and I underestimated what I was going to have to do that night. And I said, you know what? I'm stuck. So what I did was I didn't feel like reading that shit. I just stopped and I put up my Indo stick, and I decided to pull up YouTube. And the reason why I pulled that up is because my feed kept on going off. And I, like, why is my feed going off? And the reason that is because, well, Monster Hunter Rise has released. Everybody's talking about this game, the best Monster Hunter out of all the Monster Hunters. I said, what? Really? Wait a minute. I played the demo. I played a little bit of it. I didn't even get into the demo like I wanted to get into it. But, I'm a Monster Hunter guy, of old. I haven't played Monster Hunter, I haven't played the latest Monster Hunter World. I haven't really played that one. I played like a little bit of the demo. But this game here had a lot of different, I guess, maneuvers, things you can learn, things you could actually do in this Monster Hunter. And this one's basically the easiest one for anybody looking to pick up the game to play. And I can definitely atone to that and say that same and agree with that. This one is definitely something that if you're trying to get into Monster Hunter and you couldn't get into the other ones, I would definitely highly recommend this one. I really would. It's addicting. Yeah, I can't. And time goes by so fucking fast. Like, time flew by for me, like last night and tonight. But anyway, I was looking at YouTube videos. Let me get back to this lecture at hand. I'm looking at YouTube videos, and I'm watching these reviews, and everybody's saying, they're killing it. It's killing it. It's so good. It's so good. All the veteran Monster Hunter players, all these guys are singing its praises. So I said, okay, you know what? Fuck it. And I'm up. It's like 7 a.m. I'm awake. I still haven't went to bed yet. So I'm watching these videos. I finally said, okay, 7 o'clock, Walmart just opened. Let me go see if I can go get get a copy. I go up there, it's sold out. No, we sold it the first day. Fuck. Nothing else is open till 10 o'clock, but I decided to look, my local Target, my local GameStop. None of these places had the physical copy. So I regret not being able to get the physical. That's, I'm a physical guy now. So I was forced to download it digitally. I bought it digitally, yes, this morning. And I've been playing it. I played it, I think, from 8 to 1 o'clock p.m. Then I went to sleep. My sleeping pattern is fucked, guys. It's fucked. But I went to sleep and I woke up at like 6:30. Okay. Then about 7 o'clock, I got back on it. And I was on it until maybe, 1 o'clock in the morning. And then I decided, okay, I need to do this podcast. Let me turn this shit off. Okay. I say that to say this. Monster Hunter Rise is definitely a must play if you have a Switch. Definitely pick this one up, guys. It's highly addictive. I've been playing this motherfucker for over 10 hours and I still don't know which weapon I want to roll with. I think I've tried out every weapon almost, except for the exception of maybe one or two of them. And I think I finally got my weapon. I honestly do. But the game is so deep. I'm still early. I mean super early in the game. I just got to the area where you can practice and you can kind of, figure out how you want your stuff to work. I haven't even cooked my first steak yet. All right. I low key, I couldn't figure that shit out. I was like, yo, if I'm out here going on these hunts and these missions and shit, and I'm like, why can't I pull out anything and cook anything yet? Maybe I haven't. That's how I know I'm still early in the game. I haven't got there yet to the serious shit. You know what I mean? But the point is, I want to get in here and I want to fuck up some monsters and I want to set some traps and I want to do this and do that. Yeah, man, I'm here. Definitely going to be diving into that. That's what I'll be playing this next coming week for sure. And then hopefully when I'm not smoking any endo sticks or any scrolls, I'll jump back on Ni no Kuni 2 and I will, finish where I left off. So I'm juggling games. I'm RPG'd up. And I've been playing a lot of WWE 2K19 as well. That's a ritual. Me and my son, we play pretty much almost every fucking night. We play like 4 to 5 matches a night. It's kind of like our nightcap or whatever we do before we go to bed. So I don't see myself not playing that either. So yeah, I'm just playing a whole bunch of different shit, guys, and enjoying it and loving it. And that's just what part of being a gamer is about, and just having fun. Do what fucking makes you happy. Do what you fucking love to do. Buy what you love to fucking buy. Yeah, man. And just, have the fuck at it. Just go crazy. Actually, I've been buying some shit. My girl, we had our income taxes and our all that shit, the stimulus and all that bullshit came in. So, we did like what a smart family would do, which is put the majority of that, put 80% of that shit up in savings. And we did. And then the rest of it, we kind of just gave ourselves some money and said, oh, you know what, let's do a little shopping. So I did a little shopping and I'm proud to announce that, that's how I got Monster Hunter Rise. That was the impulse buy. It was like, okay, I had this money here, and I want to play it now. So boom, I needed something else new to play, and so I've been playing it. And I also ordered, man, what did I order? I found a Kakashi statue, another Kakashi statue holding why can't I pronounce his fucking name right now? I'm not even going to try right now. But it's a dope statue. Found it online. Should be here this week, hopefully. Just buying random ass shit. I bought me some new masks, some anime, style type masks. And then definitely I'm looking at some shirts. Some people are sneakerheads. I'm a t-shirt guy. I love collecting different kind of t-shirts, man. And, like things of, like anime t-shirts or anything that I fuck with and I love, majority nerd culture type shit. But yeah, that is my thing right there. So, that's been what my weekend has consisted of, guys. Pretty much. So been on this Monster Hunter Rise. Gonna go back and jump on it probably after I do this podcast. It's about 3:30 in the morning right now. So yeah, I don't sleep until the fucking morning. That's just what it is. And yeah, man, I'm a night owl. I don't know. I just can't stay up during the fucking day a lot. You know what I mean? In the morning you can catch me, but right around 10, 11, man, I need to lay it down. Yeah, that's where I'm at right now. That's just what it is. If you're a night owl out there, hey, More power to you. Okay. And with that being said, I'm going to get my ass up out of here. Something I forgot to mention at the beginning of the show. Before I go, I want to mention it now. If you guys enjoyed the show, which I hope that you have, I hope to see you back next week, especially if you're the newcomers and you don't often do this all the time. Definitely come back. We do this every fucking Monday, guys. All right. Been doing it for almost 5 years now, and I'm not going to stop. I'm going to continue to do it. But if you want to help out the show, if you like the content, you can easily go to STUDIOMAGUYVER.com and you can fucking support the show there. You can do it in a number of different ways, guys. You can fucking donate. You can make a donation. Okay, you can buy fucking some merch from the show. You can buy a hoodie. You can buy a hat. You can buy a coffee mug. You can buy a t-shirt. All those things purchased, any one of those would definitely go towards helping the show. Okay, maybe extending the show in the future to twice a week instead of once a week if you really like that kind of thing. If you want to reach out to me personally, leave me a message. Maybe you want to be on the show. Maybe you want to talk about something, on the record. Maybe you just want to let me know, hey, man, I'm really digging your shit and we should hook up sometime and we should talk about nerd shit. You know what I mean? I'm open for all of that. You can get at me on all of those avenues as well. Like I said, www.studiomacgyver.com. You can get my Instagram. You can get my Twitter. You can get the Facebook page. You can even get my Discord there, which I need to be updating because I haven't in a while. But you can get access to all of that shit if you go there, guys. Easy, simple, and that's it. And with that being said, I'm going to get out of here, man. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. I'm going to turn this off. I'm going to edit this shit real quick and get it out to you. And then I am going to play a little bit more Monster Hunter. Okay? With that being said, I'm going. You have been listening to Studio MacGyver's Dragon Ball and Video Game Podcast. See you next time.